the special, Richard and Sonny here served that shit up. It's gonna be your spot.
Fuck you. You soft, meek. You alright losing everything I left you.
My plugs.
What's good, y'all? Now, before I get started on today's video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, get on in here. Now, I got a topic for y'all. So, do y'all believe that it should have been Ronnie this season instead of it being Unique, going after the Thomas family? Because I know I get it. I probably might be the only person who probably like Ronnie's character, but I felt like we got screwed. And I think this is like the running gag with Power. Like anytime they bring in like anybody that's relatively interesting and they fuck it up. They just fuck it up. You had Mecca, you had Zion, you even had Ronnie to a degree, in my opinion. Like those big three that you had something and they just messed it up. But I think with like with raising Kanan and them introducing like Ronnie, and Ronnie been in prison for a very long time. He gets out of prison and we like, okay, he finds out that Unique fucked up and he allowed Rock to beat him, and the streets isn't what it is not what it looks like anymore. There's no soldiers, there's nobody, working for him. And he's like, yo, I left you in charge of the operation. What happened? And he's like giving him like a bullshit excuse, like, well, stuff happening and it is what it is. But Ronnie was like, he didn't like that response and he wanted to hear something more. Like, what the fuck? Like, I gave this shit to you and you just gonna tell me this bullshit? Nah, you weak. You soft.
You soft, meek.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I felt like with Ronnie, they should have done more with him. And I think it should have probably been Ronnie and Kanan. Like, I would say, like, probably, like, excuse the part when Ronnie tried to kill Rock, right? Maybe if they would have cut that part out and just kept it Ronnie and Kanan all the way up until, like, maybe season 5 when they introduced Breeze, and then maybe have Kanan betray Ronnie for Breeze. Come on. I think it would have made more sense, because I think they could have done it in a way where Rock would have been telling Kanan, like, hold up, he dangerous. Like, you can't be around him like that. But Kanan ain't trying to hear any of that because he's tired of Rock's bullshit and her nonsense. And he's just like, no, it's going to be me and Ronnie, working together and doing stuff. And I think it would have made more sense instead of it just being like, Kanan kills Ronnie. I think they could have still done that. Like, I think they could have still had that set up for like season 5 where, okay, like Kanan and Ronnie is, moving weight together and they doing pretty well. But then I guess like Rock's, interferences or whatever, tries to like gets in the way like it was in season 3, and it's like, okay, Rock has to go. And then that's when that setup happens, and then that's when, Ronnie and Kanan get into it, and he's just like, you don't tell me shit, I do what I like. And then you have Kanan kill Ronnie, and then maybe you would set up where it would be like Kanan and Breeze working together because he got rid of Ronnie. So now they have an operation. Now they have stuff going. And then Kanan learns from Breeze, and they can have something going. Like, it's something that they could have done. It's something that they could have done, and it would have made a lot more sense, because I know there's some people out there who probably feel that when Ronnie beat the shit out of Unique, his comeback was bullshit. Because if he got beat to death with a fucking pipe, and he's laid for dead, that should have been it for him. And I'm not gonna lie and say that I wanted Unique to come back, because I was one of those people, because I was like, wait a minute, Unique's my guy. Hold up here, he's dead like this, and it caught everybody off guard, and we was like, wait, hold up here, we have another ghost moment. What the fuck? Like, that was my response to it. But then when he came back, I was happy. I was like, okay, Unique is back, he's back. But that had me thinking. And I was like, maybe they should have done that. Maybe they should have kept that shock value there, and instead of just bringing him back, I'm thinking like they probably didn't want to go through that Ghost shit again, because remember when Ghost died, everybody and their mama was like, hold up, this is some bullshit. How you gonna do this? So I think they probably figured, okay, they probably didn't want to do the same thing for Unique and just say, okay, just bring him back, just bring him back. Even though Ronnie beat the shit out of him and he beat him to death, okay, let's just bring him back. But I will always go over the differences. Ghost, obviously should have never died, right? Obviously, right? And Power Book 2 Ghosts with the Tariq stuff, we all know what it was. It is what it is, right? But with Unique and Ronnie, they had something to tell, like a bigger story, because we only got like a little bit of story from Ronnie, like a little bit of story. We didn't really get as much of a story that we all should have gotten with Ronnie, and be like, okay, who's this guy? Okay, what was his time in prison? Who put him on? Right? Like, we didn't get any of that. It was just like, oh, here's Ronnie. He's Unique's big brother, and he wants to take back the streets because Unique messed up, and he gets killed, and that's it. And it's just like, that's the problem. And I feel they're gonna probably do the same thing when Power Origins come out, because watch when they give us like a cool character, somebody like, obviously, yeah, we're gonna have Kanan and Breeze, but within that, it's gonna probably be like a cool character who'll be like, oh, okay, like, we like this guy, he's this and that or whatever, and then boom, he's dead, or boom, he goes away, and you're like, what the hell? And that's the problem. That's like one of the problems when it comes down to like Power, is when they bring in good characters that should not die or shouldn't be mistreated or handling some bullshit manner, they fuck it up, and you like, come on here. This shit just reminds me of in The Wire when you had McNulty versus Stringer Bell. That was the match. And it's like they keep messing up, and they either come up with some bullshit or they do some other nonsense, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense, and it really don't. But I think that with Ronnie being around for like season 4 and season 5, I think because you would have built him up. You'd have built up Ronnie to be like, okay, he's a threat. We've seen how he came up in there. He killed Dean, how he's killing people. Like, he's a legitimate threat. And Kanan is actually working with a serial killer, like a legit crazed out serial killer. And it will also help Kanan further in his studies of learning from Ronnie even more, and then they could have transitioned over to Breeze, and then they could have done it that way. So that way it would have built up Kanan more, right? And then it would have gave more depth into Ronnie's story and his character, for us to like fully understand, like, okay, this is who he is, right? This is his motivation, and ultimately he wants to kill Rock, but it's like, in his way of doing it would have angered Kanan. So I think they could have played it safe and been like, okay, Ronnie still wants to like work with Kanan. He still wants to like, use him, work with him, whatever, right? But he knows that Rock is in the way, so he probably wouldn't do anything, not yet, until like maybe later. Then he probably would have, tried to get rid of Rock in a way or whatever. But I think they should have done the same thing how Kanan did to Tariq, when Kanan was using Tariq's slowly hatred for Ghost to like against him, and it worked eventually. And I think they should have done that with Ronnie, where they could have just like had like the seeds of dissension in there, but Kanan would have never pulled the trigger like Tariq did. It would have just been like, no, she's still my mom's at the end of the day, even though she did me wrong and it was some bullshit, but I'm not going to kill my own moms. And I think that would have been the story going forward with Kanan and Ronnie, to build up to like season 5, and then we could have had something, and then it would have been more. And then they could have fit in like some story, some development here and there, right? The little angles that they could have shot, and I think in the grand scheme of things, it would have made a lot of sense for them to do it this way. But we got what we got. We got Unique. Right? I'm not mad. I'm not too mad about it, but I just wish that they could have given us more for Ronnie. Because I will always say this: Mecca, Zion, Ronnie, right? And I'm pretty sure there was more other characters that they kind of like botched on, and it was like, that's it. Like, we didn't even get what? This is what you giving us, and okay, and that's it. And that's it. And it's like, no, man, you have, when it comes down to like characters, you obviously have your antagonist, but then if you have like another antagonist who's just as a threat, or he has interest to him, you either keep him around or you don't kill him off, right? Because there's ways you can actually spin the story on if you want to bring him back, or of how you want to use him. But again, I would have never killed off Ronnie, to be honest. Maybe until like season 5, you could have killed him off there. But when they did him in last season, it's just like they sort of fucked it up, and it's just I don't know. Like I said, I'm thinking about it had me thinking because I was like, I just wanted more for the character, but you know, they fucked it up. But comment down below like what you guys think of this topic, this hot topic on should they have kept Ronnie and not brung back Unique, or should they have left everything as it was, just kill off Ronnie, forget about everything, and just build up Unique, because Unique is more of the topic to talk about instead of Ronnie. But overall, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I catch you all in the next one.